the host of Aaron's Hour, Aaron Phillips.
And good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another live edition of Aaron's Hour, coming to you from the WWDBTV studios in the heart of Las Vegas. That's right. I'm Aaron Phillips. I am your host, because if I wasn't Aaron Phillips, the title of the show would be totally stupid. You know what I'm saying? Aaron's Hour with Aaron Phillips. Thank goodness I'm anyway.
That might be a fun title.
If this wasn't my name kind of thing.
Totally stupid.
Co-starring John Stiles. Anyway, thank you for watching us on Facebook, whether on my show page or the WWDBTV page. I don't care. You're watching. Same thing on YouTube. Same two channels. But if you are a registrant? No, if you're registered on Roku, if you have a membership, if you can access Roku, that's the bottom line. Go to and download the WWDBTV channel on Roku. Not only will you be able to, I'm thinking ahead of the word plethora, John. This is what you're doing. Plethora. No, I don't want a plethora. You can download Aaron's Hour. You can watch all the plethora of shows, go off the rails, everything you want to do.
How about a whole bunch?
How about a whole bunch? There you go. Not only that, but you'll have a good time. 702-99. He's already, look at that, 30 seconds in. 702-992-3207. And those of you just watching know I did not turn to my right to talk to nobody. My guest today is a dear friend who I met a couple of years ago doing trade shows in town. Think Rice Krispie treats, only the ones that my guest prepares. They ain't your grandma's Rice Krispie treats. Let me tell you that. Alicia Meek joins us here. She owns a company called Meek It's Sweet. Well, she's going to interact and talk with me on some of these headlines. And then after our first break, as always, we will get to talking with her and what she does with these Rice Krispie treats. And we even have a special camera set up so you can see them right now.
Is there alcohol involved?
Oh, no, well, there might be. Can you switch the camera? That's what I thought you were doing. Right there. No, that one, to the overhead.
You want to see that?
I want to show them this.
Okay.
Trust me, it works. There you go. See? Right there. There it is. We're going to show all these bad boys. Like, that is an Oreo cookie. On the top one right there. There's one up there too. See? Anyway, all right. You know what time it is, John?
I give up. What time is it?
Time for Vegas Unwrapped 2.0.
With a nod to the past and an eye to the future, here is Aaron Phillips with Vegas Unwrapped 2.0.
All right, welcome back. Vegas 2.0. That's right, doggone it. The part of the show where I get to share some headlines. Now, look, last week I was in Orlando. Beautiful weather out there, by the way. I want to thank the folks down there. The Legacy not the Legacy. Oh my goodness!
There goes that contract.
God Almighty! I just went blank. Never mind. Anyway, I was in Orlando, so I was out of the news loop. But I had a couple of things to share with y'all. So I don't want that one. Oh, there's a nice feel-good story. Okay. Now, do you gamble at all in town?
I do not.
So that's probably the best thing to save your money, right? I figure if I want to gamble and lose money, I'll just take a stack of 20s and put a match to it. I'll lose it just as fast. You know what I'm saying?
Give them to me.
Give them to me. I do anyway, don't I? Anyway.
I'll laugh at you.
So here was a story of a single dad. This is really a good feel-good story. Single dad from Nebraska won $1 million lottery prize after buying a Mega Millions ticket while grabbing lunch a month ago. Okay. Brad Eddington said he doesn't usually play the lottery, but he decided to purchase some Mega Millions tickets along with the pre-made salad he bought at his local grocery, okay? He didn't look at his tickets immediately after the March 22nd drawing. So he had no idea that he was one of the tickets that matched all 5 of the winning numbers, which were, by the way, 3, 8, 31, 35, 44, and the Mega Ball, which is usually one that kind of sets off all the bells, was 16. The following weekend, he went to check his tickets at the store scanner, but he said he couldn't get the machine to read his ticket, so he went to the clerk. So cool. They disappeared for a minute, Eddington told lottery officials. Then a different lady came up to her, and they just stared at me. She told me, "Don't pass out when I tell you this." Like, could you imagine if somebody walks in, "Don't pass out when what's the first thing you want to do? You're going to pass out, right?" He didn't pass out, fortunately, but he made sure to claim his prize on April 5th. That's right. He said he's a single dad, and he usually doesn't have extra cash at all for lottery tickets. I don't play them that often as a single parent. Baloney is more important than financially. And I tip my cap to him. I mean, that's great. The jackpot climbed to an estimated $1.13 billion on March 2nd after no one matched all the winning numbers. Then a lucky person from New Jersey overcame the odds and won the $1.13 million grand prize, breaking a winless streak as of then. The prize was the 8th largest. And it's tough to, this is great. I love this one. What do you think the odds are of winning these lotteries, John? What do you think? One and what?
Well, you got a better chance of getting struck by lightning twice.
Remind me to
than
never
winning
stand
the
around
lottery.
you in a rainstorm.
That's probably something like 632 million to 1.
Ooh, you want to take a guess?
I'm going to say over $1 billion to 1.
Wow. 1 in 303 million chance of winning
Wow.
the lottery. Yep.
Isn't that the population of our country?
Just about. Mega Millions is played in 45 states, plus Washington, D.C., and the U.S. Virgin Islands. The current jackpot stands at $120 million. So
Wow.
good luck with y'all. But that's a good, I like that.
That's a
With a
good
single
story.
dad, you know, and I love this comparison. You know what? I don't have extra money. I'd rather put food on my table than spend the extra money. But whatever told him that day when he went in for some food,
Paid off.
There goes
definitely
all,
paid.
There goes all the single dads.
That's
stuck in their local store
right,
buying
exactly.
salad and-
Exactly, right? Yeah, but what a great opening line if you're dating, right? Hey, I'm the single dad that bought some salad and, did everything we could. So, and Nielsen, hello, my friend. Been a while since I've seen you out there. What's going on in your part of the world?
He must have made bail.
I guess so. I guess in his country, the money works well. So the money transitions well. All right. Now, Vegas is becoming really a sports town.
Yes.
Do you have any
absolutely.
favorite sports that you follow here in town? Are you a fan of the Knights or you really don't care about sports?
I am not a sports fan, but
She's in the right town for that, right?
But as a Las Vegas local, I love the Golden Knights.
All right. You have to
Yes,
be, right?
absolutely.
I mean, I came from Jersey. I had the Devils, I had the Rangers, I had the Islanders. Yeah, I kind of watched it. But how can you not get involved with the Knights, especially when they started? I mean,
Yes.
For those who may not remember, they started after the 1 October event,
Right.
the year after, if I'm not mistaken, as an to honor. Was it the year after, or was it that
Yep.
same year?
No, it was the second year.
It was the second year, the
Yeah.
year after.
They made it to the.
No, but when the Knights started, was it the same year that 1 October started, or did they start the year after 1
The
October?
year after.
Okay. So you can't, for what they did and everything to really bring the community together. But we continue to grow, right? We have WNBA, we have Formula One, we have the NFL draft here, right? We've got racing. There's probably, other than, well, I shouldn't say this. I would say other than Tiddlywinks, maybe we do have Tiddlywinks here as a sports event. Who the hell knows, right? We
Yeah,
have,
rock, paper, scissors.
we do. And I actually hosted a rock, paper, scissors event last year as a fundraiser. That's
Who
right.
was it for?
It was for Heroes and Hearts, Justin Beaumont, my buddy. All right. You probably didn't think I'd get it out right, did you?
Yeah.
No,
I
that's,
figured you'd go blank. That's why
no. See, I was ready for you this time. But here's another thing coming to Vegas. Final Four of the NCAA basketball tournament for college.
Okay.
I thought it was Fantastic Four.
Final Four fans cites Las Vegas as a potential place to have the Final Four. Now, Final Four means the semifinals and the finals, the two most important games in this 64-team tournament
Okay.
at Allegiant Stadium. They're hoping that this will actually set sail the first time in 2028. That's right. And the nice thing is, for those officials as part of that tournament, which is a huge tournament, we actually get more people to come to Vegas to place bets on the NCAA men's tournament than we actually get for New Year's celebration. That tells you a lot of people come out just for that. Anyway, so hopefully the two semifinal games will be on April 1st, 2028, and the championship game will be April 3rd. And all the organizers for the NCAA tournament watched how the city handled the Super Bowl this past year, the logistics and all of that. So that helped them. To avoid a repeat of the experience, though, that they've had in the past, officials are planning to move the Fan Fest, because it's like any major event. They have all these events going on,
Sure.
signings and pictures and all that sort of stuff. They're going to move that to the Las Vegas Convention Center's West Hall, away from Allegiant Stadium, because during WrestleMania week, they had WrestleMania week right there at Allegiant Stadium on top of the Super Bowl, and it was just horrible to get around. So that's why they've learned that lesson. They're going to move that forward. So they're talking about including various acts, Black Keys, Mumford & Sons, and all sorts of stuff. And then the Las Vegas Convention Center pitched to the NCAA hosting a musical fest in 2028 at UNLV's Thomas and Mack Center when the Final Four becomes part of Las Vegas lore. So it's like they say about we talk about the Golden Knights. You know, I went to go see a show and a hockey game broke out. I mean, that's the way that, have you ever seen a game at the Knights, even though you support them? Have you ever had a chance to go see them?
Not at Golden Knights, but I did see at the Dollar Loan Center the Henderson
The Silver Knights. There
yes,
you go.
yes.
All right.
My
Very
mom and
good.
I attended a game. It was absolutely wonderful.
Very good. That's good. Yeah. Listen, I remember how long have you been in Vegas now?
Over 30 years.
Okay. So do you remember the Wranglers, perhaps,
Yes,
right?
yes.
ECHL,
Hockey.
East Coast Hockey League. I loved it.
Mhm.
For a family of 4 at the time, I split a season ticket package with my buddy Ricky, and he would get 4 games. I would get 4 games. So the 4 of us to go was only $50 for 4.
For 4 people.
I mean, you
remember
can't get that for parking in one of the casinos in this town nowadays. So it was fun. You like the AAA. You went to the Silver Knights. Of course, we have the soon to be Las Vegas Athletics. Their AAA team plays baseball up in Summerlin at the ballpark area. It's just part of the entertainment value of what Vegas. There's a reason for people to come to Vegas for everything now.
There really is.
Right. What do you think? Well, again, you're not a sports fan, but do you know where they're proposing to put the new stadium for the Oakland Athletics? Have you heard about where they're
The Tropicana.
the Tropicana? What's your thoughts on losing the Trop? You've been here almost longer than I've been by a couple of years.
It was hard to see it. And we used to go down to the pool at the Tropicana. They were one of the best pools out here in Las Vegas. So, I know out with the old and with the new, but it was a little heartbreaking to see it.
Absolutely.
Vegas.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. It's a stupid location for a baseball field.
Agreed.
On top of everything else, 35,000 seats is what they're building it. So I share this with people, and you and John, us being residents here. Imagine the intersection of Tropicana and 15 at 5 o'clock rush hour, 7:05 first pitch.
Right.
People are leaving work. People want to get to the stadium early to tailgate and get in for signatures and all that. Oh my God, that's going to be nasty. John,
I'm going to tell you what they're going to do with that intersection.
tell me.
All right. From Allegiant Stadium all the way down to just north of the Tropicana. All right. And then the same distance on Trop, east and west.
Mhm.
They're going to do the same thing there that they did to Fremont Street. They're going to close it all off to
Ooh.
traffic.
Ooh,
The only way you get in there is to park in one of the
Wow.
parking lots that they will
Wow.
build around there. You watch.
wow.
Just watch.
That's an interesting concept, but I'd have.
Well, it's stupid. That's what
well,
it
that's
is.
what I was saying, because
That's why they'll do it.
that's right. Common sense does usually not prevail, but because that is obviously for those who have never been to Vegas. I don't know how that's possible. We have 3 or 4 major intersections across the boulevard from Sahara all the way down to Trop, and right off the highway, right 15 and the exit there off of 15 on the Trop. I really can't. I mean, I know they close sections of it off for New Year's, but that's only for a couple of hours. They
Sure.
divert traffic. Man, I can't see that. That concept just has me befuddled, even if it was even considered
Yeah.
to close that off as a walking mall.
Right.
Not on that intersection. I wish they wouldn't get rid of the high-speed rail, though, because that's shutting down. The one that
The
runs
monorail.
parallel. Hello. Does that not go to that corner? Right? It doesn't go across the street. It stops at MGM.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So put up another set of rails and let the ending stop be there.
Well, they need those cars from the monorail for the high speed going from here
That's-
to LA.
That's true. That's very true. By the time that's done, it wouldn't even matter for me anyway.
Yeah.
Of course, I've always believed that they should have been building the stadium 15 north, like on the other side of North
Oh,
Las
sure.
Vegas,
Okay.
between where the city ends to where the racetrack is.
Right.
You got all that
right.
open land.
Absolutely.
Get one-
That's all BLM land out there.
But they sell BLM land to developers for homes on the west side.
And you don't have, or you have Nellis Air Force Base out there. And so that airspace all out there belongs to Nellis. And they have a bombing range out there. So
Well, that would give a new meaning to someone hitting a home run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He hit a bomb. I'm sure.
knocked an F-15 right out of the sky.
All right. So,
Get back to your show.
is that what I'm doing? Hey, welcome to the show. Thank you. Nice of you to join us. New ordinance could put more rules on street vendors in Las Vegas Valley. So Clark County commissioners are considering a new ordinance that would add more rules for street vendors in unincorporated parts of the city, parts of the county. It's the second part of an ordinance that regulates the businesses after the passage of Senate Bill 92 last year in the legislature. The bill legalized street vendors as long as they weren't near the resort corridor and had a permit and a license. Now commissioners are rolling out details for regulations that include proof of liability insurance of up to $500,000. Vehicles also cannot exceed 25 square feet, and vendors cannot run from 9 p.m. to 8 a.m. unless they're located at a construction site, because usually those go overnight. They also cannot operate within 500 feet of a shopping mall, school, county park, or community center. So basically just stay in your driveway, just stay there. And unfortunately, you don't do it this way.
I
And
did not,
if you've
but-
driven around anywhere in this town, you'll see the little taco stands or tamale stands or, the license for those, for most of those, not everyone, but most of them are owned by a couple of companies out of California. And they hire these people to go do that. So if anything happens, it's the people that are actually running that are getting screwed.
Yep.
And the people of California are,
I mean, I'm perfectly okay with them staying away from school zones.
yeah,
Because
Sure.
you're just
I
totally
agree.
fine with that.
I agree.
Last but not least, we'll make quick light of this one. This past week, in case you are not aware, Las Vegas resident O.J. Simpson passed away at the age of 76 because of cancer. Opinions aside, I'm only just sharing the news. That's all I'm doing. Oh, and by the way, you are 2 days away from filing your taxes. Monday is April 15th. So if you haven't gotten to them, you should get to them pretty soon.
I still think they should move it to April 1st.
Like a big April
April
Fool's joke.
Fool's.
Ricky hated tax day, even though his birthday was the 11th.
Yeah.
It was always associated around tax day. He hated it. Anyway, with that, we're going to step aside for our break. When we come back, we're going to talk all about sweetness. That's right. Alicia Meek is here with her company, Rice Krispie Treats Galore. They're not your standard Rice Krispie Treats, but they are great for fundraisers and personal consumption. You're watching Iron's Hour. We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Edgar Alejandro. I'm the co-founder of Rising Again Productions. So we've been here in Vegas producing films for the past couple of years, and we've seen our fair share of studios. We've worked in our fair share of studios, and to be honest, WWDBTV has been our favorite by far. John is so welcoming. The space is wonderful. It's perfect for what we need. We've had rehearsals here. We've had callbacks here. We've had table reads here. So if you're a Vegas creative, or really just a creative coming into Vegas, definitely check out this space. Chat with John. I think you'll find that this studio has everything that you'll need as well.
Are you looking for someone to provide training to your staff? Do you need a motivational speaker about how to handle change? Do you have an upcoming event that needs an MC to handle those responsibilities? Well, look no further than longtime Las Vegas radio personality Aaron Phillips. I am local to Las Vegas, and I can blend my talents with any audience. For more information, please visit www.aaronphillipsvoice.com and book me for your next event or training needs.
Hello, my name is Mary McElhatton. I am the host of the Permission Mission Show. We air every single week on Friday, 11 a.m. Pacific Time with the WWDBTV.com and also my Permission Mission Facebook page. Permission Mission is a platform that we are able to talk about mortality openly, boldly, bravely, because it is something that's happening all the time. And to know more about it is going to help every family out. Thank you for joining me again, Mary McElhatton, the host for the Permission Mission Show.
Hey, welcome back. Alicia was busy cooking more Rice Krispie Treats.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us here in Aaron's Hour. Alicia Meek, she is the owner of Meek It Sweet. Great snack. Who doesn't love Rice Krispie Treats? But these are Rice Krispie Treats exponential, because as you see here, we have Oreo cookies and we have, I know it looks like
Captain
cereal.
Crunch.
Captain Crunch. And there's
Fruity
another
Pebbles.
See, listen, your grandma would not wake up in the morning and think about sprinkling cornflakes on the Rice Krispies. So she is here with me today. I've known Alicia now, 3-4 years. We
Yes.
met at one of the first sports and collectible show that Scott Hosey
Yes.
hosted down at the World Market Center.
And
And
it took you this long to get her on the show.
good things happen in time.
That's correct.
So I mean, we met at that first time, and I had an opportunity at that point, and I don't mean to get emotional, but I met your mom that time as well. I
You
know,
did meet my mom.
She's a great lady, and she was as much part of the business. I think she was really the sweet part. Not that you're not sweet, but moms always have a way of making things sweeter. So, and one other special thank you to you, keeping my daughter out of my house during the pandemic, because my daughter went to work for Alicia and her mom for a while during the pandemic after we first met at that first show.
Yes.
And my daughter, hopefully we'll see her chime in here maybe. She loves you to death.
Oh, I love you. Please come back to work for Make It Sweet. She is a hard worker. My mom and I have very high standards for having who we invite in the kitchen to work with us.
Mhm.
And that says a lot to you, Erin. So your daughter is wonderful.
If my wife were here, she'd take all the credit.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take the credit.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes, thank
she
you.
had a little something to do with it. So, but thank you for those kind words. We try our best, raising kids nowadays. All right. So let's get so before we get to the actual snacks, all right?
Okay.
I want you to kind of set the stage for my audience. Talk about your background, what you did before all of this. I want them to get a feel as to who you are before we transition into how you stumbled across doing that.
Sure. Yes. So as Erin said, I'm Alicia Meek, a local of Las Vegas. I've been here since I was a very young child. So Las Vegas is home to me. And I started the workforce in food. I was a server and bartender for a very long time, worked in retail, worked in sales. And I, for the past 16 years, have worked for Hilton Grand Vacations. I know you've been in timeshare yourself.
John also was in timeshare for a very brief moment.
I used to build them.
Oh, fantastic. Timeshare family here. And I
don't let that out. We're in recovery, by the way.
It is a hard field to be in. I've been with Hilton for 16 years this year and currently in their recruiting department. I love animals. That's the number one thing that I always talk about when anyone meets me. My ultimate goal in life is to open animal shelters and save animals. So that is what's really true to my heart. But
so talk about how did you transition into this?
Yes.
When did this all start?
During the pandemic, my sister and I were both furloughed from our longtime employment, and my mom, the original Rice Krispie maker. We always had Rice Krispie treats in our house. I'm not really a baker, but my mom was, and my sister is. And during the pandemic, I had just graduated our local college here with a business degree. And I said to my sister, let's put your baking skills to use. And we started this as a little side hustle.
Sure.
It was nothing that we had even thought about taking extremely far. It's just her making treats and me running the business side. And people love the treats.
Right.
We just had such a warm reception from any customers that tried our treats. We started in farmers markets and we picked up some retail. So really focusing on the wholesale side of it. My sister, after the pandemic, she did resign from the business to go back to work full time.
Okay.
So that's when my mom and I partnered up. My mom was in the kitchen full time. She always said she did the baking, I did the business.
Okay.
Perfect pair.
There you go.
We, as you know, unfortunately, my mom sadly and unexpectedly passed away at the end of last year, which was incredibly
another tie to my daughter. She let me know, Alyssa, from you. I don't know how she knew from New York.
She knew from me, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So you guys had talked. So
Yes.
here we are. The two of us are in the same city. We talk to each other periodically. But it was my daughter, after talking with you from New York, messaged me and goes, "Hey, Dad, did you know?" No, I didn't. So that's how it's. So
and
anyway.
Thank you kindly. You had reached out almost moments after I had told E. So she must have told you right away.
Absolutely.
And it was such a warm thought.
Absolutely.
So thank you so
Sorry
much.
for your loss.
Thank you. That was hard. I know you met my mom.
I met your mom that first year.
So
absolutely
yes,
delightful.
yes.
Absolutely delightful.
Yes.
I mean, my mom. So when you have a special mom, all moms are special. Don't
Right.
get me wrong. You worked with your mom closely. I was close with my mom, who's now 24 years come November, since gone. So I get that relationship.
Yes. She was, when I lost her, I lost 10 people, my best friend, my business partner, my hairstylist, even my therapist, my confidant. She was everything. And so after she passed, I had thoughts of not pursuing Meek It Sweet just because it would be so hard to do without her. But she lives in Meek It Sweet. You saw her passion for it, and I felt I owed it to her to continue on. And so her passion lives in me.
Absolutely. So, it's funny because when you were at the last show that we did back in March with Scott over at the World Market Center. And every time I see you at the shows, it's like seeing sunshine. And especially this last one, I know had to have been tough with the passing of your mom.
Yes.
I get that.
Yeah.
But who doesn't feel good around Rice Krispie treats? Okay. I mean, let's face it. I mean, they can take Oscar the Grouch and put a little smile on his face. You know what I'm saying? So talk about the development. I'm sure it sounds like your mom was the one that took the traditional Rice Krispie treats and turned it up a notch. How did she come up with these ideas like this?
It was
Why,
her,
for that matter?
I know it was really her and my sister.
Okay.
They have the creative side.
Gotcha.
I'm really not. I worked in the kitchen with my mom, but I'm not in the kitchen.
Gotcha.
Honestly, at home, my boyfriend does all the kitchen. I haven't even made a meal at home in over 10 years.
Okay.
No joke.
Eileen, don't listen to that.
But originally it was just a couple flavors. It was the original, the fruity, the cookies and cream, the Captain Crunch, and the Lucky Charms.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we saw how much people love them, we started expanding to Frosted Flakes, birthday cake flavor, bacon and maple syrup. Was that a good or a bad? Yeah. Thumbs up for that one. Yes. Bacon. We have a bacon and bourbon one as well.
He'll just want the bourbon one. Leave the bacon out.
No, bacon and bourbon.
Bacon and bourbon. And so we've exploded to almost 40 different flavors now. Yes. So
and they're all on your website,
yes,
which is
meekitsweet.com. Very easy. MEEKITSWEET.
Do not put an S after the K, by the way.
No.
Do not put an S after the K. Okay, it's Meek It's Sweet.
Meek It's Sweet, yes.
And everything is on there.
Everything's online. In addition, this is something really fun that we do that no one else does. Okay. So in addition to the Rice Krispie treat bar, we make cereal pops. Looks like a cake pop, but it's cereal.
Did you have them with you a couple of weeks ago?
Yes, we did.
I thought I saw them. Now you say that, right.
We have cereal kebabs, 12-inch stick with cereal bites, marshmallows, gummies, and other flavors, cereal kebabs. We do cereal cakes. So it's a full cake, but it's made with whatever cereal you'd like. And then our newest is cereal fries.
Oh my.
They look like French fries, but they're with cereal.
What, do you use any particular cereal? Is it the same cereal or the cereal based on what a client may want?
It's whatever the client wants.
Wow.
The best cereal fries is the original with little sprinkles on there.
Oh, yeah,
so it looks like French fries.
Who doesn't like sprinkles?
So
I mean, come on.
Everyone loves sprinkles. Yes. So huge hit. Yes.
Very good. So I've got to ask you that.
Okay.
Because as mom was doing the preparation,
yes.
How is the organization of the company now? Or did you step into the kitchen now?
Part-time, I did. However, I'm so grateful to my best friend, Annette.
Okay.
Annette Allen. Her and I have known each other for over 10 years. We worked together at Hilton, Grand Vacation. She was in sales.
Hilton, I'm going to send you a bill for the plug.
Yes, okay, that was a couple times. She worked in the kitchen with my mom. Okay. So after, yes, she did. She knew my mom. So after my sister resigned and she went back to her full-time job, my mom went in the kitchen full-time. And some months, especially around the holidays, my mom and I can't keep up with the orders. So my friend Annette, who used to own a bakery in her younger days, she's retired as well. She stepped in to help my mom. And so she created that bond as well. Okay. So after the passing of my mom, she picked up and has the same passion that my mom and I do. So her and I work in the kitchen. We've hired a couple people part-time to help us during our busy months. But you're looking for more, though, I heard. We are looking for more, yes.
I don't know if you can match to get Alyssa back, but...
I know.
Who knows?
Please come back. No, I know. She's doing wonderful things.
She was under the stage last week when New York had that 4.8 earthquake.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, she's working on Cabaret.
Okay.
Yes, I know
she
you
did
know.
Tell me.
And she was under the stage wiring speakers or cameras or something. And the 4.8 earthquake hit, and she's under the stage not knowing what that's going on. But everything was fine.
Yes. So. Oh, my goodness.
Everything that you want to have done, leave it to New York.
Yeah.
Website's on the bottom of the crawl there for those of you currently watching, so you can access that. And get all that.
Yes.
Yeah, get all the flavors, ordering, and obviously people can order online. And so, how do you, besides answering, how do you ship these? John's going to say very carefully, so I'll beat him to the punch. So, shipping these, obviously, they have to be shipped prepared so they don't get destroyed in shipping, right?
Correct. Yes. It is a challenge to ship during the hot months.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The heat is not a friend to our treats. We do wrap them in bubble wrap and with ice packs, and we
Okay.
do overnight shipping.
Okay.
So we are reluctant to ship during the summer months, but we will. We
Sure.
will. But during the holidays, the cold months, we ship a ton of packages out.
Okay.
They make great gifts. Yes.
Yes, John.
Do you have any kind of a storefront or a brick and mortar or anything? In other words, if somebody lives in town and, hey, can I come pick them up, as opposed to?
Yeah, great question, John. We operate out of a professional ghost kitchen. So we do have a lobby in the ghost kitchen where if they order online, they can pick up in the
Gotcha.
lobby. Yes.
But you
we
know,
do,
they can't come in and order from a counter.
correct. Yes.
Right.
There is no
They
one
order
manning the
online,
counter.
but they can pick up.
Correct.
Okay,
Yes.
cool.
And we do local delivery as well. So if
Okay.
they can't make it to our kitchen, we will
And
deliver.
where's the
And that information is on the website?
It is. Yes. Everything's online.
And where's
Thank
the
you.
location of the ghost
It
kitchen?
is downtown, North Main Street.
Okay.
Mhm.
Very good. Right in the heart of
Yes.
where everything happens.
It is. Yes.
All right.
That's not that
So
far.
what's that?
I said, that's not that far. I can
No,
make it down
you-
there.
If you start walking now, you might get there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can pull everything out of the wall, unplug everything. It's not a problem.
No, I do it before I leave.
Yes. All right. I warned you about some curveball questions, so I'm going to
Okay.
start throwing a
I'm
couple at you.
excited.
Who's your
Let's
favorite? Who is your favorite actor?
Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, he's so good.
Oh,
Deadpool. Are you
oh,
kidding me?
gosh.
Yeah.
Comedy, drama, he can do it all. Plus, he's
I
easy
love
on
how
the
he's
eyes.
always pranking his family and his kids. And,
Yes. Yes.
Crazy.
Yes.
Favorite actress of all time?
Ooh, my favorite actress of all time, Christina Applegate.
Really?
Yes. I know.
Interesting.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
That's an interesting pick. Favorite all-time movie, so that when it comes on your TV, regardless of service, you grab your favorite snack, presumably Meek and Sweets.
Yeah.
You grab your favorite adult beverage. You sit with your boyfriend and family. You turn off your phone. You don't want to be bothered for however long this movie's on. What movie is that for you? For show.
It is the Sherlock Holmes, the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes. Yes, I'm a Guy Ritchie fan. So
Okay.
honestly, any Guy Ritchie film, Revolver is a big top one, but the Sherlock Holmes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Favorite music genre?
Great question. Music is therapy. I
Mm-hmm.
love all music, and you know, in my music, I have anything from classical to grunge to Wu-Tang Clan to anything. But my ultimate favorite, Las Vegas, they come from Las Vegas, is Imagine Dragons.
That's a very popular name around town for sure.
Yes.
All right, last one of these curveballs for now.
Okay.
You're driving in your car. You stopped at a red light.
Okay.
Windows are rolled up or down. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Your favorite all-time song comes on the radio.
Okay.
You start singing and karaokeing to that song, no matter how good or bad it is. And people may be looking at you wondering, is she okay in there? You're doing that to what song?
It is an Imagine Dragons song, and it's Bones by
Nice.
Imagine Dragons. Yes.
Can you imagine? It's
It's a drag.
a drag. Imagine that. All right. So you're off the hook for those for right now. So I want to get back to so
Can I ask you a question?
absolutely.
Okay. What would be your song, Aaron?
Oh, that's easy. If
Okay.
I were a rich man from Fiddler on the Roof. Yes. Got to get that belly working.
He just
Yeah.
likes the shimmy.
That's right. I got to get it right. Exactly. So I got to
Trying
tell
to
you,
picture
tell you a
it in
quick
my
little
mind.
story about that.
Okay.
So when Stacy and Alyssa were bas mitzvah 17
Okay.
years ago,
Okay.
we hired a karaoke guy to come in to entertain the kids. So Ricky Cash and I'll have to find the video for you, John, to see it.
God help us.
Because Ricky was sloshed. I mean, he was sloshed. So he and I did the duet of If I Were a Rich Man.
Okay.
And I love it. I mean, I just love that song because it really, no matter what generation watches and listens to that song, I think every father wants the best and be able to afford everything they can for their wife and kids and the family. And so, yeah, hands down for me, it's If I Were a Rich Man. Yeah, for sure. If I were rich. Okay. I'll leave it to Zero Mostel and Topol. But yeah, that is what. Thank you for asking. I don't get asked a lot of questions. Oh, that's not true. I actually was a guest on somebody's show yesterday. It's so unusual for me to answer questions than it is to ask them. Thank goodness. Okay. But you mentioned animals before. And I know you like to do stuff with animal charities and stuff. Talk about that.
So that was part of when I started the business. I knew part of it was going to be donating a piece of any profits to animal charities, and hoping that this will eventually be the catalyst to be able to.
Did you hear what she just said? Cat a list. Likes okay, never mind. I'll go back over here.
Catalyst.
Humor me. Just humor me.
He's laughing. I would like to make it sweet to be so big. I relinquish my full-time career and I can just donate to animal shelters and just, have it be so big that the Make It Sweet runs itself and I can open animal shelters and save as many dogs and cats. All animals, but dogs are really my jam.
Gotcha.
I have a list for you.
Okay.
Of what?
Animal shelters.
Oh, animal shelters.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Oh,
shelters
yay.
that I work with.
That's fantastic.
So that's the
Yes.
philanthropic side.
Yes.
But let's also talk about the fact that you also, Make It Sweet is also at T-Mobile.
Yes.
It's available in Allegiant Stadium.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
those are two very prominent places to have your product.
I know. I have to give a shout out to Freed's Bakery.
Okay.
They sell our treats in there. The biggest seller is the original.
Okay.
And I met the owner, Max, at a farmer's market.
Really?
Him and his son bought our treats. They ate them. They came back to the table and he said, hey, and he was so humble. He said, do you know Freed's Bakery? And I thought, I'm from Las Vegas. Of course I know Freed's
Right?
Bakery. And he said, would you consider being a supplier for us? And I mean, my mom and I are standing there.
Let me think about that for a second.
Let me think about that. Yes. And so we have been doing that for about 2 years now. And they do have a spot in the stadiums here. And that's where our treats are sold. And our treats are the only gluten-free option sold by Freed's at the stadium. So when you're looking for gluten-free treats at the stadium, Make It Sweet treats.
That is so
gluten-free.
Cool. Good for you. But now, of course, you're always looking for more locations to sell wholesale, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Like what would be some of the other locations that you'd love to think about wholesale-wise? Given your choice. You're not talking like supermarkets because they already sell the originals.
My goal is to get into convenience stores. These are the perfect grab and go option. Sure. And so Speedy Mart, 7-Eleven,
call her.
And they are this is, the original here. I don't know where they,
there we go.
Let's keep it in. Okay. The original top seller. Even out of all the flavors we offer, no joke, the original is the top seller.
Okay, I'm going to put that this way. Ooh. And then we have
the cookies and cream.
Yes,
this favorite. Is my favorite as well, with the Oreo on top.
There you go. There you go. Perfect.
Yum, yum, yum.
And we have 2 of those in the box.
We have 2 of those.
Have you ever considered using double stuff for the cookie?
No.
Okay.
I know.
No.
I haven't, but let me think on that. The double stuff. So the Fruity Pebble.
Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah, that's the second top seller right there. The Fruity Pebble.
Why do you think the cereals, especially Fruity Pebbles, why do you think those are so popular?
The look.
Okay.
It really is. I think the colorful, especially with kids. People eat with their eyes, right? It's so fun. And we always put something fun on top besides the original.
Right.
Every treat has something fun. It is.
Marshmallow.
It is. It's a Lucky Charm marshmallows, Oreo. This is a marshmallow with Captain Crunch crunched up on top of it.
Gotcha.
And each treat has something fun.
So I want everybody
How about jelly beans?
Ooh, good thought, John.
Just not the black ones.
No, never the
the little ones, not the big ones, but the little ones. Yeah.
You want a piece of paper to write that down?
Yeah. Mental note, jelly beans. Yeah, thank you.
Give him credit.
I was looking for new ideas.
So I want people to notice this is in a gift box.
It
is.
Yes.
I think people think about these treats as a one and done. You're like, just like you said, off the rack.
Right.
But that's not the only thing that people can do to get these. You're in a nice box here.
They make the best gift item. And as I mentioned before, around the holidays, we'll put those back down. They look so cute. This is a 6-pack, but we do a 12-pack as well. And around the holidays, we partner with a lot of the medical offices out here, lawyers' office, real estate offices, and they buy them for their clients.
Sure.
There was last year, my mom and I did an order. E helped us with it, and we did 6,000 treats for one order.
That's crazy.
So yes, all wrapped up in beautiful boxes. So
Now, the other thing we were talking about this the other day. You want to get also into schools perhaps too, yes?
Yes.
Because first of all, they make great fundraisers for schools.
They
right?
do. Yes.
And I know some of the schools in town, they have their own, what they call snack shack.
Correct. Yes.
And of course, the great thing about this is that they're all individually wrapped, which is
Yes.
very important for snacks in the schools nowadays
Yes.
because of everything that's gone on. So if anybody has any connections within CCSD,
Yes.
please hit Alicia up with it. And what's an email or best way for them to get in touch with you?
Super easy. meekitsweet@gmail.com, or you can call me 702-660-2880. Call me,
Repeat it
email
again.
me.
So John is writing it down.
He is writing it
To
down.
put it up
John,
on-
702-660-2880. And yes, Clark County School District, we've worked with them in the past in individual
Mhm.
capacities. Teachers have bought them for their kids. We have donated them as well for
Mhm.
fundraisers. But you make a great point. Each one individually wrapped.
Mhm.
Even the cereal pops and the kebabs I mentioned, all individually wrapped. The shelf life is about 4 weeks. There's no preservatives. I know the Rice Krispie treats you get at the store can last 6 months to a year.
I'd be worried about those preservatives.
Yes. I won't say anything bad about the competitors,
no.
but I will say ours, no preservatives whatsoever. Or you can freeze them
Okay.
and they last for up to 6 months to a year
Right
if
on.
you freeze them. So
All right.
yes.
Hey, we're going to step aside for our last break of the show. When we come back, we're also going to find out about this new book that Alicia's writing as well. I have a
Ooh.
funny feeling it may have something to do with Rice Krispie treats. I don't know, maybe not. I have no clue. It just says she's writing a book. We'll find out. I'll find out like you. You're watching Iron's Hour. Hey, we'll be right back.
This is the story of one man's incredible journey from 350 to 200-pound weight loss and his mission to help and inspire others. Aaron Phillips. People are praising Aaron's new book with 5-star reviews. Aaron's various humorous and wildly entertaining stories portray his rise as a sports announcer, his encounters with exotic and irregular entertainers on the Las Vegas Strip through his long-running Vegas Unwrapped radio show, and his contagious and positive style of pursuing success. Call now or visit our website or Amazon now to get your copy of Let My Voice Speak to You, stories from a Hall of Fame radio personality. Order now.
Times. Hi, welcome back to Iron's Hour. That's right. We are coming around the clubhouse turn, which can mean only one thing. I have more curveball questions to ask Alicia before we get to her book.
Okay.
So here's the next set of questions for you. What is your bucket list vacation location? If you have, maybe you've already done it and you want to go back, but what's your bucket list vacation?
It would be Hawaii.
Okay.
And that's because it was my mom's favorite place
Mhm.
to travel to. It's hard for me because I don't like to fly, but
You can take a cruise out there, can't you?
True, you can. It would take a little bit longer, but that would be, my mom talked about it passionately, and so that is where I would definitely want to go. Yes.
Well, it just so happened I have a dear follower and a friend who lives out in Hawaii, Jennifer McCord,
Okay.
and she happens to be a kindergarten teacher out there.
Okay.
So I just put her name in here, and she's usually in here. I'm surprised she hasn't popped in. So I want her to catch it so she can learn about this, and maybe you've got a conduit to Hawaii skills out
Wonderful.
there. All right. So talk about your favorite meal, top to bottom, starting with an appetizer.
Oh my goodness, Aaron, you've opened Pandora's box here. I love food. This is something that, and I know you wouldn't believe it, I'm small in stature, but I eat constantly. I have 2 breakfasts, 2 lunch, 2 dinners. I eat snacks in between.
I just put on 40 pounds listening to that, just by the way.
Must be to make it sweet.
Yeah.
Make it sweet.
Yeah.
That's right.
So appetizers, I would say something in the realm of bruschetta bread.
Okay.
Okay. And then meal, Italian food is one of my favorites. So fettuccine Alfredo with chicken and garlic bread.
Okay.
Garlic bread, I could eat by itself on its own meal. I
That's
could
right.
just eat a whole meal on garlic
You
bread.
certainly can do
Yes.
that.
And dessert, please forgive me, Rice Krispie treats, but my favorite dessert of all time, original cheesecake.
Oh,
Yes.
just plain old straight
Just
up.
plain
Nothing
old
on
cheesecake.
it? Chocolate
Nothing
syrup,
on it.
a little nothing? All right, I can deal with that.
could just eat the whole cheesecake. Yes.
Maybe if you talk sweet, see what I did there?
Yeah.
To my wife, she'll make you her own cheesecake. She used to make cheesecakes over the holidays.
Eileen.
What?
Yeah.
Yes.
She hasn't made them in a while.
10 years, bud.
See, you learn
10
something.
years we've been friends, and I never got one
invite.
cheesecake.
You listen. You learn something new on this show every week. First it was me. Now John just learned. Something.
Yeah.
Well, I have a message for you, Eileen.
Well, you'll see her on May 3rd or whatever day is.
She better have a cheesecake for me.
I can't guarantee that because a lot of work goes into a cheesecake.
It
I
does. It does. Yes.
Oh yeah.
All right,
you
so
don't
let's
really like
let's. All right, so you're writing a book. Talk about your book.
Yes, this has been in the work for 3 years,
Okay.
and it started as something else and evolved into my current book. It is called Make It Happen.
Ooh, I like that.
And it is a journey for you to find and achieve your ultimate goal in life.
Mhm.
My ultimate goal in life, as mentioned previously, is to save as many dogs as possible. And I think so many people just go through their life just, just reacting to life and not looking for what they're actually here for or finding their purpose. So it is an anecdotic tale of how I found my purpose in life and how to help you find your purpose and what I call your ultimate goal in life.
I know it sounds like the basis of a show to me, John. You know, they have a great place to talk about all of that.
Yes.
But it's interesting you mentioned about the animals because at the school I work at, they have a broadcasting program in the elementary school. So every few weeks they do a daily show called Super 6 News.
Okay.
Talk about everything that's going on, lunch menus and all that. So about 5 teachers, I'm one of them, that we rotate preparing scripts each day. So I happen to have next Tuesday, which is already done, by the way.
Okay.
I share this, not to just tell you because I write scripts for newscasts, but it's also next week is National Animal Control Week.
Okay.
And so it's based on educating the public about really what the animal control people do. They used to be called dog catchers back in the day, but no more. They are licensed officers of, I forget under what department, but they have their own rules and regulations that they have to abide by. They're like animal police, making certain that, and they take care of the strays and those that, at home and all of that. So it's interesting you mention that. Next week, if you look it up, there's all sorts of information that you can use and share, that the sole purpose is to educate the public on truly what animal control does in their community.
That is fantastic.
Yeah. So buy some Make It Sweets, take it to your local animal control office.
Yes.
And thank them for not letting the dogs bite you.
Yes.
That's all. Just give them a Make It Sweet. Okay, so that's good. So what is your target date to have that done?
I have been working with a self-publishing company for the past year, and with my busy schedule, I was hoping to have it out a lot sooner. But
are you writing it or using a ghostwriter?
I'm writing it.
You are, okay.
Absolutely. I am writing it, and I just finished editing. I should be hopefully on Amazon within 90 days.
Okay.
Yes.
Excellent. That's cool.
Yes.
I had to use a ghostwriter for my book.
Okay.
I tried to sit down and write a book on my own. I was done in 3 pages and realized it would be a comic book. I mean, that's
you can't spell.
I can't spell. Spell check is not good when you handwrite. So I ended up using a ghostwriter because what I found for me with all of my experience and stuff, there probably more stuff I forget to talk about that I want to put in the book. And my book, which we saw the commercial for earlier, is not so much about this. It's about my health transition. Eileen and I, with our weight loss over the last 6 years. And in the book, though, I do pepper some tidbits of information, how to do what I do here.
Okay.
And also some of those when the microphone's not on stories in the studio that people wonder, what did he really say? So I put that in. So I had to use a ghostwriter because she dug in and was asking me questions, unpeeling that onion is really what it is.
Yes.
I would have never thought about writing. So that's why I needed that ghostwriter to ask me questions.
It's an
Fortunately,
interesting process.
she knew me, so she knew how far to go. So it is a great process.
It is.
It teaches you a lot about yourself.
It does. And I talk a lot. And even throughout school, I always loved writing and not so much on the math subjects, but I loved writing and English. And I always got good grades, straight A's. My teachers would say, great student, but she talks too much. She talks too much. And that came out in my writing.
Okay.
Aaron, you talk about, you learn a lot about yourself. I did end up using a professional editor, and it was very eye-opening. You cut this, you don't need this. So my talking too much also comes out in my writing as well.
It's so funny you mentioned editing. Of course, when they sent me each chapter, my ghostwriter, of course, I edit it. And then I made one critical mistake. I gave it to my wife to edit. You know what it's like giving an assistant principal papers to edit? Oh my God, I saw more red papers. Absolutely.
2.5 sentences.
Yeah.
She's like, no, you're not putting this in there. I will have to say this, and I'm sure she's not watching because she hardly watches my stuff anyway all these years. There was a section I had to change a story on, and that was something that I had said when Eileen and I made the decision to move here. A response I gave regarding our thought process and the things we had to go through involved my in-laws.
Okay.
And so I told the original story word for word in the book. And so when Eileen read through it, she goes, oh no. And you'll excuse me, she said, oh, fuck no. So I had to change it up a little bit, but I did get a promise from her that when it's clear, when the coast is clear,
Right.
that I can put out another edited edition of putting the real story in there and the real answers that went on. Oh my goodness. But it is great. So give the website again for all your contact information for this, for the suites.
Yes. meekitsweet.com. We are also on Instagram. Follow us on Instagram. We will be working to Facebook as well. I know you're heavily on Facebook, so we will follow you there as well, Aaron. And our email, you can reach me at meekitsweet@gmail.com. Call me, text me 702-660-2880.
It's, in all seriousness, it's worth it.
Thank
If you have
you,
a suite,
Aaron.
if you have a suite. And let me tell you, at the show the last time we were out a couple of weeks ago, every time I had the microphone, I was asked to, talk about different booths. I didn't miss one opportunity every time I did it. Make sure you go over to see Alicia over there. Make us wait, get those Rice Krispies on steroids over there. So
thank you.
I love
so
you.
much.
I love the product.
Thank you.
And again, we laugh about Alyssa in a way, but you taught her a skill that she would have never been exposed to. And I know she enjoyed her time. And the fact that you guys communicate still is very heartwarming. Three more questions for you.
Okay.
And then you'll be off the hot seat.
Okay.
All right. If a movie were made about you,
Ooh.
who would you want to see play you?
Ooh, let's think on this. This is exciting. This is a good question. So
I get paid the big bucks around here to ask these kind of questions.
I know I said Christina Applegate before,
Sure.
but she was my favorite, so I'm going to have to go with her. I love her delivery. I know, or Jenny McCarthy. I know she's not really an actress, but I love her energy.
Yeah, you would need somebody that's got a boatload of energy.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this question. Again, I don't want to go too far. If you don't want to answer it, say, Aaron, I'm not answering that one. In that movie, you'd have to have your mom portrayed in there.
Absolutely.
Who would you want to see portray your mom?
Oh my gosh, Reba McEntire.
Oh.
That is my mom. I know she's not an actress. She,
right, that's
she's
okay.
a country
I
singer.
said, who would you like to see play it? So.
Reba McEntire.
Wow.
That's
all right.
my mom.
I think that's the first time I've ever asked about a co-star in that question, but I know how close they.
Yes.
But I know how close
nice.
they were. So
yeah.
All right. So Mom, we're thinking of it.
Thank you, Mom.
Okay. I'm going to ask you this question. If you need a hint, I'll give you a clue, just in case you can't come up with the answer. Who's your favorite superhero, Batman or Superman?
Batman.
Very good.
Oh
good
my
answer.
Gosh, Batman.
Good answer. What
I'm
a
not sure you were going to say Deadpool.
No.
See, I would have accepted that one. I had no problem with that one. All right. Last but not least, this is really the only serious question I kind of ask in all of these.
Okay.
When the time comes that you're standing at the pearly gates yourself, and I know that's going to be a long time. I know that.
Interesting. Okay.
But when the maitre d' is there at the doors, ready to welcome you in,
okay.
What is it you want to hear the maitre d' say to you upon your entry? I'm not going to presume that you're going to go the other way. I know you're going straight in.
Thank you.
So what would you want to hear said to you by the maitre d' as you're welcomed in?
Here's some cheesecake.
Not even a Rice Krispie treat. She just went right for the cheesecake. I love it. Absolutely love it.
Now let me throw that back at you, Aaron.
No, you know what? This is the one question, even for me, I have trouble answering.
Okay.
I really do.
He doesn't have trouble asking it.
That's right.
Right?
Because I
Right?
only have to ask it. And I have to answer. Maybe somebody did ask me this one time. I don't remember, John, in the past. What would I want them to say about me?
Not about you, to you.
To
To
me.
you,
Yeah, well,
yes.
it's kind of the same thing. For me, he was kind, he made people laugh, and he never took himself seriously.
Okay.
I know that
About
sounded
you.
kind of corny, but
No.
I'll probably
That's-
come up with a different answer
Yeah.
next time I'm asked that question.
Yeah, on the spot, it's
No,
kind
I
of
like
fun
it.
to think about.
I know it.
Those questions.
I got this idea from what was that guy's name? Plimpton. He was he
George
hosted.
Plimpton.
No. It was
Paper Tiger.
no. Shut up. He
Ralph Nader.
God no.
Johnny Knoxville.
He now you're crossing the line. He hosted a show called The Actors Guild in the studio on A&E.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
The guy with glasses and the
Yeah.
beard, and I can't. But at the end of every, and I used to ask this question. I probably should put it back in. Always had these
What
questions.
kind of a tree?
Right. No, it was along that line.
Okay.
In order to purposely have his entertainer, it was usually actors and actresses that would come on, and he was doing this in front of an audience of actors and actress students
Okay,
at a college
okay.
in Cali. Anyway, so that's where I kind of got this idea of just asking these type of questions. And I took it out, and I can't remember why I stopped doing it. But one of his last questions, and I think with your permission, I'm going to bring it back in.
Okay.
What is your favorite curse word? And you can more than happy to say it because we're not regulated by the FCC. I haven't asked that one in a long time.
Uh-oh.
Oh, look who's in there.
Oh.
Alyssa. You can talk to her. She'll write back.
Hi.
But she's in the chat room.
Oh, love you, E.
Listen, I got it on tape now, what she said about you. So I got it on tape.
It's all
Scared the
good.
crap out of me
Love
when I
you.
first looked, I thought it was Eileen.
Oh,
Look
that's
at
great.
the- Oh, God, I'm done.
Oh, God. Oh, let me see. Hello over there. We got you, sweetie. We got
Yes.
you.
Hello to you.
You just made
Miss
Alicia's
you.
day.
You did.
She wants you back.
Yes.
She wants you to work with her in the business.
The whole reason I came today, just to see you say hello.
And to tell you how much she wants you back and working for her.
Yes.
I'm glad you
back.
checked in, kiddo. Hope the show's going well.
Yes.
Working cabaret. The other night they had a
Very
preview
good.
night. You ready for this list?
Okay.
Joel Gray, who was the
Ooh,
original.
okay.
His daughter Jennifer.
Okay,
Don't put
Jennifer
baby in a
Grey,
corner,
yep.
right? The guy, I always forget his name. The guy from the patriotic movie Hamilton. The guy who wrote Hamilton.
Okay.
What's it?
Wait, Emmanuel.
Emmanuel Lewis, right? No, it's a different
Not
Emmanuel.
Lewis.
But yeah, it's Emmanuel. Oh, wait. And she says, and the dancing and singing in the kitchen with mom.
Oh,
Don't make her cry. I got 3 more minutes.
a
Don't
little
make
bit.
her cry.
I know. Make
All
my
right.
heart swell
That's
up.
good.
Yeah.
And obviously, I would have hoped she
Thank
would
you.
have called in,
Yeah.
but I know she's got a show anyway. So
She's busy.
Brooke Shields was there.
Oh, wow.
All these
Yeah.
people. So she calls us the other night, and she's it's like she's all good. Like when I meet a star, like
Sure.
sports athlete for me.
Yeah.
She did Rent. She was on sound for Rent years ago, and one of the original performers of Rent was at this preview night. And she was talking with somebody the way I heard it, and she saw him across the room. She keeps looking, and she's starting to realize who it is. Don't you dare? What? Which
Next
part?
week on Aaron's Hour,
That's it. Sorry.
guest host while Aaron recovers from.
Anyway, she's meeting some great people, and she just loves when she calls us and she talks about all these. It's like me with athletes.
Oh.
Last week I was in Orlando. I got to meet two baseball players and an NBA player that I watched on TV.
That is so fantastic.
And you try not to fan out in front of these people. I always try to be professional.
Right.
But inside you're like,
Yeah.
so Alyssa's meeting some great people, and she is absolutely forging ahead in a great career, which quite frankly, and again, I'm going to call it, you were part of that, giving her these skills that although she's not using them per se, but again, it's still another skill set, and you're part of that success for her.
Absolutely.
And for that, I'll be forever thankful.
Oh,
Plus, you
thank
make great treats. So,
Yes.
okay.
thank you.
All right. Guess what? You're off the hook. Believe it or not, I covered everything.
You did. Great
So-
job, Aaron.
Bring Meek It Sweet to New York City.
Yes.
She's looking for more wholesalers, Alyssa. Maybe we can get her to the East Coast and Virginia Beach, perhaps.
Sell them on Broadway.
Ooh, that's
Sell
right.
them on Broadway.
Sell 'em on
Oh, that's true.
Broadway.
They've got a little former hot dog cart.
Yeah.
And sell them
That
down
would
the
be
street.
so great.
But listen, there's great places down in Virginia Beach that could probably use this stuff.
There's
I know
great
somebody
places
that's going to
anywhere.
be there in a couple of months.
Yeah, I do too.
What?
I do know someone.
Put them on your merch page.
Who, these guys?
Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, send me. I need like a really clear of your logo.
Okay.
I have to convince Matt, but I have to convince Matt to do it though. But it's my website. Aaron's
Matt?
paying for it.
You have to convince Matt.
No, he
about
wants.
Max.
You know what? That's true. When I told him you were coming
I'll
on,
pay him once.
well, that's
Here you go.
well. Matt
Come
worked.
on.
Matt was at Scott's booth this last time. Matt
Okay.
so he was there. So as soon as I said, "Yeah, Alicia from Meek It's Sweet," and he looked at me and I said, "You know, the Rice Krispie." Oh yeah, I remember. I'm going to stick around. I'm saying, well, that's okay.
Yeah.
But he had
Well,
to
this
leave.
is yours. I'm leaving this for you
Oh,
guys. So
okay.
yes, that's
John, I'll
all
give
yours.
you one. I'll take 5. I'll just take the Oreo ones. No, thank you. That's so sweet of you.
Yes. of course.
But seriously, if you're
I
looking for,
want the jelly bean one.
well, then you have to wait on that one.
Yes.
No, I'll wait.
To be continued.
Yeah.
To be
Okay.
continued. And it's going to say little.
Don't forget I'm old.
Yeah.
He expires in 6 weeks. Like, starts be a little thing under the label, endorsed by
Mhm.
JPEG.
John. JPEG.
Courtesy of WWDBTV. All right. Website, meekitsweet.com.
Yes.
meekitsweet@gmail.com is
Yes.
the email.
Yes.
Get on the site, order your stuff. It's great stuff. And I'm proud to call Alicia a friend of mine and my family's actually. And you know I love you. You know I want you to
Love you, Aaron.
continued
Thank
success.
you.
To hear, I didn't know these things about the wholesalers and the stadiums. That's so terrific to hear because you started it like Mrs. Fields started in her kitchen, and look at Mrs. Fields' cookies now.
I know.
You're the next Mrs. Fields. You realize
Yes,
that?
I do. I do.
I want you on the East
Okay,
Coast because I
I
need
know.
work when I'm out there.
Okay.
Okay. Hey, I don't know who's on next week because I don't even know what next week's date is. Oh, it's the 20th. I'll have somebody on for next week. So thank you for joining us on Aaron's Hour with Aaron Phillips. Great time always spending time with Alicia and all you out
Thanks,
there.
Aaron.
Please reshare the feed to your friends and family. Catch us on the upside next week. Be kind to everybody. Why? We're all we got. See you next time right here on Aaron's Hour. Thank you for watching.